Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're all doing well. I am just out of the shower after the gym, so now you're getting post shower, no product in the hair. Um, so yeah, but I'm being consistent this week, so that is a plus. I have worked out every day this week, either at work with a very busy walking work day, or at the gym. So I have been consistent, and that's all that matters. So that is check mark complete. And I'm filming on Tuesday. You'll see this Wednesday or whenever you watch the video. I hope you're all doing, like I said, well. I repeat myself all the time, and I know I shouldn't. I am Gerald, Ginger Gerald Stitcher, and welcome to my channel if you are new. And I'm welcoming you, and I hope you stick around and watch another video by liking, subscribing, and clicking that bell icon. Got a little bit of updates for you today. I have been doing some stitching, knitting, and I got a plant for you to show. A plant, rewind. I have a plant to show. It's not the amaryllis that I have been planning to show because it's still it's taking its good old time. I don't know if I can turn the camera around for you to, oh, there it is, right there. There is the Royal Velvet Amaryllis. It is still taking its good old time opening up, but it is slowly opening up. It's called Royal Velvet because it's supposed to be a deep royal red color, like a velvet color. So we'll see what happens whenever it's done. But, and if you hear a beep in a few minutes, I am making chicken cacciatore in the Instant Pot. I will have to step up and do the valve release here once it is done, but the quick valve release, but that will be more to come. Let me just slide my camera a little bit farther to there we go. I today thought I would showcase a plant that very super common, but one that I didn't used to like. But as I've gotten more familiar with it, I've liked it a lot more. Now, and also within this house, it's one of the few plants that's doing really well. So this is the common, super common snake plant. Now this is, I believe, considered maybe a bird's nest snake plant. I don't know. It grows from the center versus like growing out. I do have a baby snake plant. There's a baby one that grew from the side. I've had this snake plant. Ignore the dead thing that, I don't know what happened here. This might be from moving shock / frozen tundra weather out in the, yeah, I need to cut that off. Anyways, I bought this 2.5 years ago from IKEA. When I bought it, it had 3 babies, much like this, but smaller. I cut them off because I wanted to put it in this pot. This pot is this is a terracotta rose pot, or the shape of the pot is a rose pot. It's tall and thin for it to for plants that have longer root systems to be able to grow, and snake plants often do. But the roots that I had, or the plant at the time, would not fit into this plant pot because the babies that were growing stuck out too far from the main plant. So I cut them off. And then I gifted them to the greenhouse at school, at work. And this plant was probably 1/3 of the current size. So this has grown twice over compared to what it is now. Or yeah, twice over from the original plant size. And I just, like, as it grows, you can see, even though the prettiest leaf has some damage on it. I think that was sunburn. But look at the variegation. So, yeah. Kind of getting into snake plants. I might get another one this summer. We'll see. Like, look at this, look at the green on this one. Really pretty. Anyways, boring snake plant. But right now it's sitting on my dining room table because there's not a lot of natural sunlight in this room. This is a north window snake plant, north window snake plant. This room is on the north side of the house. So the snake plants can tolerate low light as long as you don't water it a lot. So the less light it has, the less water it needs because it's not photosynthesizing as much. There we go. Okay. So what have I been working on? I have a finish. Not cross stitch though. I have a knitting finish. There's my yarn. You can see I bolted off. That's how much yarn I have left after 2 socks. This is Trilogy Yarns Chambord. However you pronounce it. It's the cocktail yarn of the month from a couple years ago. They're cashmere sock yarn base, so it's a wool cashmere blend. Uno momento. All right, so it's a wool cashmere blend, sock yarn, fingering weight sock yarn, and I have a complete set. Kind of match. Anyways, it is a pair of basic socks that I did a short cuff, a short leg. I did a basic slip stitch heel and a rounded toe. Very basic. These are going to be a pair of socks that I give to a friend. And I think they look pretty snazzy. Nothing super fancy, but they're done. So this is my first knitting finish of the year. No, second, because I did the scarf. First pair of socks of the year. So that is complete. I can put that yarn away. Might be, somebody suggested maybe a pair of fingerless mitts. I've never done a pair of fingerless mitts. So maybe. Anyways, that is what I have finished. I do have some stitching and I forgot to bring it over here. Let me get up again. So after I worked on finishing the January block on modern folk embroidery, I didn't know what I wanted to work on. I was thinking about a new start, which, by the way, if you're interested in joining me for a live video, a live chat with me, I'm planning a live chat on Saturday, this Saturday. Content to be announced. So keep an eye out for that this Saturday, sometime mid-morning Eastern Standard Time, U.S. Eastern Standard Time, mid to late morning, midday. I plan on going live. So there you go. There's the preview announcement. But I wasn't sure what I wanted to stitch on. I was thinking about a new start. Then I was like, no, I don't want to do a new start. So I was like, what can I want to start? I didn't want to pull out London. So I pulled out my Heaven and Earth design. So Heaven and Earth Designs, this is the one I started back. This was my New Year, New Start 2021. Harbor Lights by John Bradley. I started top left corner, so it's a whole lot of sky. I did hit this little observation thing. And I am working this 1/1, 28 count, 1/1 full cross, 28 count white Lugana. And I am doing this on Pattern Keeper. Yesterday I did like 670 stitches. And the day before I might have done 500. So I've done over 1,000 stitches on it. I don't know if you'd be able to tell. But here is my progress. So, I've kind of been jumping all over, not kind of, I have been jumping all over the place. So, you're gonna see the paper behind it, but I started by finishing off the strand over here of, I think this is 414. And actually, let me take this out and see if that's all right. Yep, that's all right. So it's a whole lot of dark colors in the sky. So I started over here by finishing off the strand of the gray in the sky. And I did a little bit more. And then I kind of got tired of doing that because I was like, why am I going all the way across the top when if I start going all the way down here, I can slowly move across my large frame adapter for the Lowry. This piece of wood right here that has the brackets is called the large frame adapter for the Lowry stand. And if you turn it this way, you can see the clamp for my Lowry stand is attached to the large frame adapter. So then this just slides onto my Lowry stand. Anyways, so as I work, if I work all the way down this section of pages, then I can slide the large frame adapter over as I move across. So I started this gray over here. I started on the gray over here. Did a whole bunch of stitches. And then because I was thinking I was gonna do the gray, because the gray stretches the whole way across the entire piece. But then I'd be walking across, I'd be bouncing across the couch as I'm working on that, and that would just be uncomfortable. So then I started working on this blue up here on the second page, because you can see I started by doing page by page, but that was before I had Pattern Keeper. And then I kind of got bored of doing that and thought, why don't I come down here and start filling in the rest of this section. And then so this is some confetti here. So I was doing some confetti, and then there's huge chunks of just row after row after row of solid stitching. So I was bouncing back and forth between confetti and solid stitching. So that's what I've been working on. But it's progress regardless. So the full size of this, if I was to stitch on this, if I were to do this 25 count, it would be 25 inches wide by 16 5/8 inches high. So I'm doing this on 28 count. It'll be a little bit smaller. It's surprising how after not doing 28 count, doing other pieces of fabric, coming to 28 count 1/1 feels like it's massive. When years ago, I would feel like that was so small. So this has 86 colors, and I'm not exactly sure. So stitch count is 625 stitches wide by 416 stitches high. So there you go. That is what I'm working on. Heaven and Earth Designs. So I'm gonna continue working on this. I'll probably not work on this most of the night. I'll try to get some stitches in this tonight, but I'll probably work on some knitting for most of the evening as I have a crafting date. So with that, I hope you all have a good evening. I will check in with you some other time, sometime later in the week. And until then, as always, don't forget to always Be creative.